Hi, my name is Deanna, and this is my reflection video. So, what did I learn in this course? Well, I learned a lot actually. To begin with, the industry terms. There were a lot of terms that I did know, but when it came to the typography terms, I was a little lost. So, I started realizing that the contrast in between text made a big difference to your reader. What was very important should be bigger and bolder, and the less important information can be smaller and below. Also, I learned about kerning, which is the individual spacing between each letters. I had no idea about that. And even rag, like when you are writing something that's all to one space, that you don't want certain shapes of space to come through. Also, in the industry terms assignment, we had to read about another industry of maybe other people in the same class as us, and one of the ones I picked was computer animation. So other designers also do different things, and I just had a new appreciation for them. I learned about like molding and sculpting and everything that goes into that, and how many hours of work or even days that it takes to get a really nice image. So I just have a wider understanding and more appreciation for not only the designers in graphic design, but other designers in different industries. Also, the software. So I knew about Photoshop and Illustrator because I've taken classes before that. But in Full Sail, they also make you take InDesign and Lightroom. So those are softwares I'm going to be using in the future, not in this class, but I'm excited to be using them. Also, I learned how competitive my industry is. So there's 13,000 graphic designers just in my state, in Florida alone, but 266,300 in the United States. So that number surprised me a lot. Also, how each state has a different salary for their graphic designers. I knew that like bigger cities like LA had a higher salary, but I didn't realize that even each state, just from Florida to Georgia, was a completely different salary, so that surprised me. So another assignment that we had in this class was industry growth. And that not only is the growth in your industry, but also in yourself. So this was segmented into 5, 10, 15, even 25 years. So I knew that it was going to be going more online based, and that a lot of things already are mostly online, but I didn't realize how much it was going to be. So obviously with this pandemic we're in, that a lot of things have been closing and been reverting to online, but I never really wrapped my head around it that this may be the future. Corona may go away and may get better, but not for a while, at least I don't think for the rest of this year. Even I lost my job to Corona and am starting a sales job that's literally work from home. So I'm barely leaving my house. So as of right now, graphic designers are doing a lot of online work from home kind of business. And I think that that's probably going to stay relatively the same. There's been a lot of enhancements in technology, and obviously technology is only growing and getting bigger. So I think there's going to be a big opportunity in the future, at least in the next 10 to 15 years, with graphic design and virtual and augmented reality. I think it's going to have a better consumer experience, and you'll be able to put on the virtual reality goggles, or maybe in 10 to 15 years they'll just be little sunglasses, and the consumer or the client can put them on and really have like a 3D version of what's going on in the designer's head, what they create, and how that space is going to look for them. So the other half of the assignment was not only the industry growth, but growth in yourself for your industry. So for the 5 to 10 next years, I plan on graduating Full Sail, landing a great job, having multiple clients, and maybe even starting my own business, which would be amazing, something that I've always dreamed about. When I thought about the next 10 to 25 years, I was really thinking, okay, I'm 23, this may be in my 40s, like, wow, I hope I'm already established, I have multiple careers, and maybe I'm a business owner, I have a graphic design, bachelor's, maybe master's, who knows, and I'm doing well for myself now. But when I was thinking of when I'm in my 40s, I began to think about a more family-oriented space, and that was something I really haven't thought about before. I was thinking about, well, how is my mom doing? How is my brother doing? How are these things affecting my life in 20 years? So I began thinking of what I can do, even as small as now, just making sure that I have a great job, I'm good with my money, and that my family is well supported with my success. So how will the skills and concepts of this class and the future classes I'll take in Full Sail help me as a graphic designer in my profession? Well, for one is typography. I'm going to have to learn a lot more about that. And research. If I'm confused about anything, I look it up online, anything from YouTube or TED Talks. Listening to speakers talk about different programs or just different insights that they have really helps me on understanding not only my industry, but just what there is to design. Also, joining an organization, I think that would really help. Organization helps you with networks and networking in general, talking to other graphic designers and just learning about the industry and maybe scheduling a one-on-one via Zoom right now, but still like learning about the industry and what they have to offer, maybe problems that they've had, so hopefully I can not run into them when I am a designer. Also perfecting the software. So like I said, I have taken Photoshop and Illustrator before, and in these next classes I will be taking lots more software, but I really need to perfect them. In my last classes, I've had maybe learned something just to learn the assignment and then blew it off later, but didn't perfect it for myself. So that's something I'm going to really need to work on, understanding it with no additional help so I can understand it, and once I graduate, I will be a good designer in these softwares. What advice can I give the next upcoming class? Well, for me, when I saw technology in the entertainment media industries, I got really nervous, and I'm not sure why, because once I started the class, it was nothing like I thought. I thought that it was going to be a lot of use of technology, and I'm not sure why, but I am not very good at technology. It takes me a little bit longer to learn than maybe others. So I thought I was going to have to be using all this like crazy equipment, and that's not what it is. It's just researching really about your industry and learning about it in entertainment and media industries. So don't get freaked out like I did. Also, once I was like in the class and I read a little bit about my professor, I saw that he was a tough grader, that you didn't just have to fill out the entire rubric and understand that you had to go above and beyond to get an A. So I'm thinking with my best work, I was only going to get a B and C. That's not true. It does take a lot of time and effort to put into these assignments, and you definitely have to, cross your T's and dot every I, but don't be too overwhelmed like I was. As long as you are doing your best work and you're fulfilling the assignment, then you should be doing great. He does like a lot of customization, which is kind of just like colors and making sure that things pop up, like you want bolded like titles and industry terms and stuff like that. Just a better organization of your paper. So yeah. Also, time management is key. So you're going to want to have a good time management mindset. I would read all those assignments that you have before your class on Tuesday or whenever it may be, and just make sure you know what your assignment is before the class starts and you're just getting all this new information. You don't want that. You want to know what your assignments are and what you're going to be doing, and then once class comes, just have a better understanding and then be able to ask questions. Also, we have assignments due on Thursdays and Sundays, so you're going to want to make sure the ones that are due on Thursdays are done before Sunday. And just prioritize your time well. Like, understand that class always comes before video games or TV time, and put in that work. Don't overdo yourself. You don't want to be up until 3 in the morning trying to do this assignment, and then maybe you're not giving your best work. So I would definitely say time management is something that you need for this class.